Ange, sorry. Sorry, Ange. I was just so enthralled with Pickle Rickle's character sheet. Did you know he's got a nail gun and a kick-ass laser gun? I might like have to I might have to incorporate him in my Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Alright, Ange, buckle up for one of the best games I've ever freaking played. Can you hear me? It's not... It is not often... It is not often that Master 69 plays a game a second time through. Can you hear me, Edge? Hello, hello. DX Cats. Are you there, Ange? Are you there? I don't want to press start until I know you're there so you can see the beginning. Give me a heartbeat. Give me something. Give me something, Ange. Give me something. Oh, there she is. She's alive. Okay, here we go. I love this girl, Ange. I love Senua. And she's like suffering from psychosis. But to me, she is the #1 female protagonist of all time. Of all time. What is photo mode? Oh, you can take a picture, yeah. Audio is good. Alright, let's play this game a second time, man. I'm gonna love it even more. I want to play this game a second time to form a more correct understanding.
Hello. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. Dead. It's breathing. It's breathing. He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching. They're watching.
This is a journey deep into darkness. There will be no more stories after this one.
What is she doing? Why is she doing this? They're watching. Why doesn't she know coming? She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already dead. I can feel you coming. Quiet.
Oh, how rude of me. I never told you of the others.
Mental health advisor Paul Fletcher.
Too, right? They've been around ever since the tragedy. Well, that's not quite true.
Historical advisor.
Some are new, but they've changed. I think the darkness changed them, just like it changed her.
Can you see them? Over there. Why isn't she looking? Why aren't you looking?
He's in hell high. Look. Up ahead.
In hell high.
You see it too?
You promised you gave.
Yes. It is real after all. She's finally arrived in the land of mist and fog. The place the Northmen call hell.
Turn back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe. Go back. Go back. Go back. It's not safe.
It's them. They're here.
You see
Look around and you will see them. The drowned, the sick, slain. Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here. This is not a place of rest.
You can't do this. Go back. Go back. They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you. They're watching. Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her. You're so close to the darkness. Go back. Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself,
I've already downloaded the soundtrack as well, Ange.
towering over her.
Got that bumping in my car.
You might try and ignore it. Turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight. Where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own. But it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Then it was fear. Runs far. Far deeper. What is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us. There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
You see that line, why don't you join us? You too have a part to play in this story. It's not directed at Senua, it's directed at the player. And right at the end, there's a similar line. As if... Yeah, I don't know.
Look.
Oh, sick. It's got my stuff.
Focus. Focus and you'll see.
What happens if you focus?
Oh, cool. It's got my stuff saved.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes
These
from
things
hell, and your fate lies there.
give you a lot of Nordic
They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to
backstory.
Hell's Gate. But gods and the living will follow this path.
This first one tells you your
You
whole
must leave
journey.
the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
I need to find the others. I can explore a bit more. I'm not as scared. I think this has got permadeath, this game, so I'm not as scared of dying. I don't care if I die. If I finish the game.
Yearns for life, hungers for it, like a pack of wolves on a hunt. But she's not stopping.
Such a beautiful game.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog.
He's in there.
The old fool was right.
You see him?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost. He's lost. Where are you?
That's his boyfriend's head. Dillian.
I hear you.
He's there. You know it.
There's no doubt about
He's
it.
lost.
The source of the darkness is in Helheim,
They're called
and the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
Dillian. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I'll definitely give some information that enriches the experience. This is like she's Celtic, but this is a Nordic. You'll find out it's all Odin and stuff. Odin and Loki and those type of
Why
gods.
doesn't she turn back?
Hela.
She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him. He's already
And
dead.
the Celts were being invaded by the Nords during her lifetime, so
Place in Helheim, his
That's
soul
probably the
still
synergy.
lives. She needs to save his soul. She wants his soul to be at peace. She needs to lay him to rest. He's already dead. She can save him. There's nothing she can do. Do you know where
The bridge to
you are?
Helheim.
Where are we?
I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
I'll keep an eye out for more of those tombstone things that you can uncover. It's going to be a little bit more in exploration mode because you've got to pretty much go up those stairs. So make sure there's nowhere else. Helheim. Apparently Dillian is in Helheim, and that is Helheim. Okay, there's nothing. See how some of them are white? The white runes are the ones that I've uncovered in regards to these tombstones, and the red ones I haven't uncovered, so be good to uncover.
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
These voices in her head are just crazy. Don't fall, go on, fall.
Just drop down.
Just drop down? Why is she dropping down? Turn around.
Why did she do that? She shouldn't have done it. She can't go back now.
No, this is it. The hidden path.
He's going to hurt you. It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them. I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. I'll never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
It's just a memory.
Drew? Is that you?
Around you now.
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. A liar.
He's lost.
An old fool. Truth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Tell me the
Truth.
stories again, old friend. I'm listening.
One of her few friends.
Rings seal the gates to hell. Focus your inner eye, will see what's hidden in plain sight.
Apparently Druth was a real mythical character. And
She needs to focus
I
now.
can see one.
She needs to use her
Hold it
eyes.
in your mind's eye. Find one like it to open the gate. See from here. Focus, and you will find it. Look towards the gate, and the gate will open.
so you find the symbols to unlock these runes. And apparently, I should show you the documentary at the end of this, like a little 20-minute documentary. But
Follow it.
people suffering from psychosis see patterns. Can see like patterns around them.
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell, but I watched the Northmen, learnt their ways.
I know you did.
You listened when everyone else laughed. My people feel a heavy prize. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
Druth was a prisoner of the Northmen, or lived with them, and hence he knows all their lore.
Another voice joins us. She once tried to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here. The same with heights. You can stand on the edge, pretend it's going to be okay, but you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
I died there the first time, actually, last time I played.
The world of the dead is ruled by the giantess, Hela, daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela can resurrect the dead. To Hela, your Dillion was sacrificed, and with her you must bargain.
Stay back. Look at it. You have to open it.
The gate to Helheim divides the living from the dead. Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that rules over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him. Shh. Someone's here. what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give him back.
Check this bit out, Ange. Permadeath. Wait a second, why is my arm all black? Yeah.
It's nearly over. Finish this.
Oh yeah, what a sick parry. Oh, I love Senua.
Don't let them get behind you. Don't let them.
Oh shit. Oh. No. What kind of... Oh, I can't defeat that one. I think that's an example of introduction of the permadeath.
You did this.
A vision of what's to come. Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain. It does not reason. It is rot. And now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
That just... And all progress will be lost. And your save file will be deleted. Oh my god!
The hardest
That's what
battles
I
are
said.
fought in the mind. That is what Dillian taught her.
Dillion's the
With every
ultimate
defeat,
boyfriend.
The dark rot
I love
will grow,
Dillian
and
too.
soon it will take her
I'll
soul.
switch teams for Dillian.
But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow, whatever the cost.
He's not ready.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. the god of fire, Surt, and the god of illusion, Valravan, spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
To Dillian.
To his soul. It won't open.
How will she get through?
Why won't it open?
Why can't she open it? She needs to challenge the gods.
She has to fight two gods first.
Two gods?
Two gates.
Who will she choose first?
One of them will kill her, I know.
She's going to die. Uh-oh.
Which one will she challenge first?
Be very careful, Senna.
Choose a gate, Senna.
Two gates, two birds.
With the headsets on, man, these voices are just awesome. Surt, the god of fire.
Surt, the fire giant, has answered. He comes
Actually
from a
died the
land
most.
older than mankind. And the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him, Senua, and spill his blood.
I died the most in this realm, in the realm of Surt.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast. Was badly burnt all over.
So she met Druth.
She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northmen.
So she met Druth. Is there a way down? Oh, there's this alternate path, wasn't there? Just want to check this path's edge. Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby.
The Northmen say that what we see as a rainbow is the bridge that goes from the world of men to the world of the gods. For now, they say the frost giants and the mountain giants cannot cross it. But they say that when Ragnarok comes, not a thing in this world will be safe. The rainbow bridge will break under the onslaught of the fire giants riding on flaming steeds. Senua, I have seen the fire of Surt spread far and wide,
Surt.
and to our lands. Ragnarok is coming.
I'm going to become a Nordic expert into this. Surt, the god of fire. Wait a second, that's your mum's face.
Senua, we each walk these lands gazing towards different horizons.
Wow.
Some of us further than others.
I didn't know you could
Your
do
father
this so
cannot
early.
see what you see. But there is nothing wrong with seeing the world the way you do.
Who's her mother? If you see any faces anywhere, let me know. And that is so early in the game. I walked straight past it before. Like an idiot. wow, okay.
You won! Don't let them get behind you. Keep them inside.
I love that shoulder barge. I'll open up with that kick. Oh yeah, baby. I'm much better than before when I met you bastards. I'm a pro now. New York. I love New York.
The sweet, sickly stench of burning human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind. Do you hear them too, Senua?
Yes, I heard their screams, and I still hear them now.
Took me ages to find this stuff the first time around. When you're in the area of the thing, of the rune, these are runes, right? You're looking for runes. See how the end rune is now like floating around you? It kind of means you're close to it. So it does give you a bit of a guidance, which is good. It's nice.
The path to Helheim is sealed to the living. But you already walk amongst the dead. Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened.
Took me ages. Oh yeah, you'd be screwed. You'd be running around. It's still with the help. Takes a while, but now that I've done it,
My lands, I knew enough of their tongue to beg for mercy.
this is I took him as a slave.
That they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, and slavery to many lives. The
Slave.
darkness you speak of, I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Faces of mothers. All those tombstones is really what we're looking for. There's no HUD. I love how there's no HUD in this game. No health bar, nothing. Nada. It's just you and Senua. Make sure. I actually love the name Senua. I'm gonna get Hellblade undies, socks, mugs, whole shebang. This is, I died like 5 times trying to figure this out before, and it's really simple. But there's no... Oh, sick, man. It's sick when you do different combos. Different things happen. If you can land a sick combo. spawner. Oh. Damn. Another thing is, like, in combat, your visibility is extremely limited. You can't see behind you. But the way they kind of help you is you have to listen to the voices. The voices actually tell you when someone's behind you. You have very limited view. You can't spin the camera around.
When you see a fire gate of soot, know that only a sacrifice will stoke the fires of Muspel and let the dead walk through. Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to soot.
It's bedtime, Ange. Bedtime. 10:07. What you do is you look at this cert rune, and then I died so many times, and as you die, the black infection on this arm goes up the arm, and ultimately hits her head, and then that's when the game's over. I died like 3 times trying to figure this shit out, man. And it's really simple. You're gonna laugh at what it is. What's going on? See, I think this is all the Nords pillaging the Celts. I think that's what.
Hell will not give you the answers you want.
That was it. I died like 5 times trying to figure that out.
From the horrors it does offer, because you cannot overcome suffering. You refuse to look at it.
You cannot overcome suffering if you refuse to look at it.
What's happening? Has the fire gone? Where's it gone?
The fire's disappeared.
It was everywhere.
Maybe it was an illusion.
It was a trick.
The buyer.
Cert.
Cert is through there.
He's waiting for her. You can't get through. How will she get through?
She'll need to find another way.
Truth. Cert. Find your own path.
There's always another way.
There's always a way.
Find your own way.
You just have to find it.
The Northmen tell this story. Before the Earth was created, there was a world called Muspel. Because it was in the south, it was bright and hot, flaming, burning. Sparks that flew out from Muspel became the stars. Other sparks melted ice in the frozen world of Niflheim, creating the body of the first giant, Ymir. Muspel is one of the 9 worlds, and is now the land of the fire giants. And people from elsewhere cannot endure a journey there.
I'm pretty sure there's nothing here. Muspel. Good night, Ange. Just wanted to show you the beginning.
Another gate. Another gate.
She needs to find it.
You can always watch this. in my archives. Have a great night.
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt.
Night.
It's too far.
She'll never find it. She'll never make her way back.
She needs to remember the way back.
What happens when she finds
No
it?
worries, Ange.
Everything will burn.
Concentrate on where you're going. She needs to remember the path.
Everything will burn, then how will she find the way back?
She won't. She won't be able to tell.
Whoa. Oh, please tell me.
The Northmen say that the defender of Muspel is called Surt, the foremost of the fire giants. His name means the Black One, because he is like something burnt. The Northmen believe that he sits at the border of Muspel with his flaming sword, and at the end of the world he will leave his post. He will travel to Asgard and Midgard, waging war against all the gods. He will be victorious, and then burn the whole world with fire.
Surt, the god of fire.
The Northmen made fire sacrifices, burning slaves like me to reveal the path to Surt. I searched for meaning in their suffering, in their eyes. But they just screamed like helpless pigs.
Druth. Druth was a Celtic captured by the Nords. Nords made fire sacrifices.
Answer your prayers, Senua. I asked the gods for mercy, all of them, even theirs. None answered. In the end, I set myself free. Defy the gods, Senua! Find your own path, like I find mine!
My gods abandoned me! I am alone.
Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt.
Follow the path to Surt. Surt, the god of fire. I'm gonna search around this time.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the sons of Muspel will travel to battle in the ship called Naglfar. The chorus ship.
Naglfar.
And when the sons of Muspel leave the ship and ride to battle, it will be as though the sky had split open, and Surt will lead them. Wherever he goes, flame will erupt before him, and fires will burn behind him.
Surt.
The Northmen of Hell worship the Devourers, insatiable gods of darkness. I come from Erin, Senua, where I once followed my own gods, the Tuatha De Danann.
Why did you abandon your gods?
Senua, I was a man of knowledge, not a warrior. To survive, I did things. Bad things. Like you, Senua. The man I once was has died. And when that happens, even gods you worship can die with you. shed your tears. Raise your world to the cry!
My world is dead.
Only then, as with a newborn, will you see the world anew.
No, I see nothing now.
Druth is a legend, man. He's like, delete your preconceptions of the world, whether that be whatever you've been brainwashed with as a child, and you will see the world anew like a newborn baby. Whether that be your religion or whatever philosophy you were kind of growing up with. Burnt and pillaged villages. This is what the Nords did to the Celtics. This is not just the realm of some god, this is like a history lesson. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
The Northmen believe that the world will be destroyed someday. They call it Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. Asgard will be attacked by Surt and the fire giants. A monstrous wolf will swallow the sun, and the gods will fight in vain against their enemies. There is nothing they can do to prevent it, but Odin ever seeks knowledge and magic, hoping to find a way to postpone that dark day. Find the fire, Senua, to follow the path to Surt.
Surt. Sick names, man. Surt. The god of fire. The bringer of Ragnarok. I'm gonna be a freaking scholar of Nordic lore at the end of this.
Tell me truth.
Second time
How
playing
did
through.
you escape your darkness?
Senua, once I found my purpose, I was no longer enslaved to the suffering I had to endure to reach it. Unclouded by fear, I could see it clearly in others. Even my captors feared the fire of Surt. And so, during one raid, I took my chance and ran, knowing that they would not follow. The fool ran into the fire. They left me for dead. Maybe they were right. But here I am. Free.
I'm glad I found you in the wilds. I wouldn't have made it without you.
Druth. That's how he escaped, huh? He ran into the fire. And the Nords are afraid of the fire of Surty, dirty Surt. There is a tower. There is a tower. I feel like talking like an old mage. Dirty Surty. Surt. Dirty, dirty. All the burnt corpse. Where was this one again? I forgot where this one was. Oh, somewhere. Shadow or something, wasn't it? Forgot where this one was. Cert. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Where the hell? Did I see it before? I'm sure it was on the ground. I remember actually flicking this one. Seriously, just can't see it. I couldn't see it last time either, so difficult. This one's a difficult one. It's difficult, this one. Nice. Damn. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's time for the monster to eat some chippity chippities! And the crowd goes wild. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in. It's almost time for Monster 69 to get the chippity bippity bippities happening. It's almost chippity time. One of the most exciting times you will ever experience is when Monster 69 has to eat some chippity chippities.
If I can survive the fire of Surt and escape my darkness,
So can you.
then so can you. Run, Senua! Run! Through the fire! Keep moving! Go on! Nothing will stop! Run, Senua! Run! Through the fire!
Through the fire! Burn like truth! Fucking hell. This is horrendous.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This darkness takes everything. Everyone.
Senua.
Are you sure you want to do this? We can fight this together, side by side.
So she exiles herself. This is where she exiles
This is my
herself.
battle.
She leaves
I have to
Dillian.
face it alone, away from here.
Where will you go?
I don't know.
For how long?
I don't know.
I believe in you. You know that. Just promise me that you will come back to me. I want you to say it. I want you to say it.
I will come back to you. I promise.
Come on.
So she exiles herself to go fight her darkness. This is where she leaves Dillian. Oh shit, I can't get my chippies. Wait, can I pause this shit? Yes, I can. Oh, I gotta get some chippies, guys. I'll be right back. Hey, insane man. Sorry, I had to get some pretzels.
Destroy everything, everyone, but not me. Fight now. Try it.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Cert.
It's building. She's gone this far, she needs to get back.
Oh. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
For every battle won, a greater battle takes its place. And so it goes. Until we fall. And in the end, we all fall. Even the gods have their time. Yet we still go on. Why?
I made a promise, and I will go to hell to keep
I
it.
die free, knowing you will carry my stories with you. I have fulfilled my quest.
Yes, you have.
When the darkness comes, I vow to guide you in this life and the next to fulfill yours.
Then I will see you in hell.
Be ready to face horror in the eye, as I have, to find your answers, your quest.
The throne of Surt.
Truth was a troubled man. The scholar turned slave. They tortured him. Took him with them on their raids. Drove him to madness. Spreading this new form of darkness to new worlds. To my world.
Nords really raped and pillaged the Celts, didn't they? That is not where I want to go. That was a bit weird. I went the long way round, really. Not the long way round, but I went like the incorrect way round. I'm just... just want to make sure I'm not... don't miss any... Did actually where I want to go.
Senua saw a deep connection form between the Northmen and the darkness. If his tales of hell were true, then that was the source of it. She learned everything she could from him, until she too could see what he saw. Have you ever died before? It's a serious question. When the illusion of self is shattered, you simply cease to be. Though it may not seem that way to others, you know when it is true. You can feel it. A stranger in your own body. An imposter. And nothing is the same ever again.
An imposter like the master.
And she will do so again. You can be sure of that.
Oh yeah.
Go! Fight again! Spill their blood! Can't do it. Finish this! End it now! They're winning.
Oh, you wanna touch me?
They're overwhelming. Surrounding her. Watch out!
The gate won't open.
She can't get through.
Why
Let's go
not?
to the gate.
She can't.
Why?
She's only done one test.
Just one.
She's only passed one test.
What's the other test? Is there another one?
There's another one.
Valravan, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens. He hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on their remains. Follow the path to Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it. The Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink, and at last he saw the runes below him. He gave a cry, and gathered them in his mind and learnt them. Then he fell from the tree. Illusion hides the path to Valravan. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
It's funny. We all want to see behind the veil, don't we? But once we do, we mostly just close our eyes again and pretend what we saw was never really there. She tried. Begged. She pays for seeing things differently. Because once you gaze into the relentless darkness, all that lurks within it can see you too.
It's the plague.
Stop her.
Oh yeah.
She will find what she's looking for.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Valravan's power of illusion comes from ravens.
Raven.
Align the ravens to break his magic seal.
Show me what you have seen, Truth.
Elaine the Ravens.
How much it's changed.
Elaine the Ravens. I'm gonna talk like a mystical mage throughout this whole game. Something's new. Can you feel it? Can you banana peel it?
Do you feel it too? It's like
Do you
crossing into another world that looks the same but feels different. An imposter world where the forest itself is watching.
Oh, yes, I feel it in my bones. Nothing here, no. What about in this here? No.
Another gate.
Another gate.
Another case.
You know what to do. Stay back. Don't open it. It's not safe. Don't listen to them. Listen. Don't.
To break the seal,
Align the ravens.
with the mark of Valravan.
Elaine the Ravens, says Druth.
Which ravens? Can't you see them?
Druth. Oh,
Ravens.
did you see that?
I hear something.
If you hear the soul of Valravan, follow it, and it will lead
Valravan.
you to him. But be aware of his illusions. You can't always trust your eyes.
Silence me.
He's gone. He disappeared.
coming.
Is she lost?
Wouldn't be the first time. Last winter, before the tragedy, she journeyed into the wilds of her native land, living off berries, roots, and rabbits. It's not uncommon, you see. We call such a person a gallant. Some, like Truth, become gallant in search of penance. Others, like Senna, to purge a curse.
To purge a
Those who
curse.
make it back are forever changed.
You stupid.
She can get up now. What's happening? She can get up now. How can she get out? Must be magic. Dark magic. A trick. Raven. Tricking her. Raven. How can she get out? Wait. It's him. Dark magic draws her closer. It's not him. He's helping her. It's not him. It's a trick. She's doing it on her own. He's not tricking her. It's magic. It's an illusion.
I need to be sure there's no runes. Not runes, but those information tablets. Tombstones. I think I've looked everywhere that I can, in fact. Certainly nothing here, right? think there's anything I've missed.
We picture fear, and we think of a shadow in the woods, a creature in the night. If only it were that simple. The worst kind comes without warning. Deep and primal signal from within. A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
Find another route.
Truth says there's always another route.
Find a way from the world. Go round.
Find your own path.
There's a different way. What is it?
Oh dear.
You're close. Too many. He's too fast.
Oh my god, that still didn't kill him. My one.
Take it down. Watch out.
It's nearly over. Finish. He's finished.
Damn. I should have looked around.
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return.
Deep.
Senua does.
She
Because when
exiled
darkness
herself.
speaks, it changes. changes everything. Turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize.
Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
There's two. Listen, focus, listen. It's a necklace.
Murdery
This reminds me
Bewa.
the forest.
Murdery murder.
The wilds.
She went to the wilds a long time ago.
She went to them.
She wanted to fight her own darkness. She thought she could beat her own.
Did she beat her darkness?
No. It nearly killed her, but she tried.
Druth helped her.
If it wasn't for Druth, she'd
She'd
be
be
dead.
dead. She can't
Druth
beat
helped
her
her.
own darkness. She wanted to marry Dillian. She came to beat her own darkness and marry Dillian. But it didn't work.
They're gone.
She thought her curse would affect him.
They're gone.
She thought her curse
Been a
would spread
bone.
to him. She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She
Out in the
died.
wilds,
She thought the curse made her
in
tame.
the cold winter woods,
Druth helped her.
she no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. But she
Are they
remembered Dillian's
back?
words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on
There we go.
and kill that which had become a part of her.
Do not look through the portal again and reset that thing. You don't want to do that.
The Northmen say that Odin and his brothers killed Ymir, and that the world of men was formed from his corpse. They made his bones into stone, and his flesh into earth, and his blood into the salt sea. They set his skull to be the bowl of the sky, with his brains for clouds. Odin and his brothers caught the swallows flying from the bosom and made them into stars. And to protect the new world from the giants, they used Ymir's great curving eyebrows as walls.
Looking back, I was so naive to think she could banish it on her own. The further she saw into the darkness, the more she struggled to see anything at all. And the glow, the smallest hints of shape, sound, or thought, grow in strength until they consumed her whole. Before she knew it, the darkness had her in its claws.
Broke. The gate is open.
Open.
There is no such thing as victory when it comes to the darkness. Life doesn't
No
want
such thing as victory. Yep.
Yeah.
Remember those words
or
at the
Lord
end.
her, biding
Remember
its
those
time.
words.
Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillion before her time comes?
Is there nothing here?
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together. Speak to me, Druth. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan.
Findan.
The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now.
So Druth used to be
And though
Findan.
Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish he could have seen my home before these dark times.
Druth lost his sister. He kind of treats Senua like his sister. Loves her like a sister.
Broken. The gate is open. Open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me.
Valrathan.
I'm still here. Are you too? Where are we? I remember.
This bit is...
It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper.
This scene is
driving us
horrific.
so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
and she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you! I see you now! You led me to the wilds! You trapped me there! Quickly get up! They're coming! She's injured! He's gone! Focus!
She's winning.
beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time!
The Mark of Valravan. One of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for Druth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.
I'm coming. I still hear you.
Awesome, alright. This, I think that's, I would classify this as maybe the first, so what have we learned?
When she was younger, she would lay in the grass and stare at the clouds.
We learned that.
And as she saw them, elusive, shifting faces. After a while, she could see the faces everywhere. In the trees, the mountains, caves. I wonder, can you see the faces too? They're there, if you look for them.
Mother?
Senua, you have the sight.
Hey Doc,
Just like
hope
I
you're
do.
well, man.
Once you can see into the underworld. The underworld and all the souls within it will see you. Don't be afraid when they speak to you. I will always be here to guide you.
Did you see her? was her mother, Galina. She was a priestess, a healer. She taught Senua to see the weave that binds the world together. And it was beautiful. It was a time before the darkness. But when it did come, it first came for her mother.
Yeah, you're in Georgia. Nice.
Senua still sees her face from time to time, hidden in the world. Like she's still watching over. She misses her so much.
Hope you're well, man. My apologies, I'm just munching on some strawberries and playing Hellblade for the second time. I love this game. I am very well, thank you, my friend. Have you seen much of this game? I know Insane has watched me play pretty much through the whole journey. I'm not sure if you have, my friend, or if you've seen other streams. It's definitely one of my favorite games of the year. Definitely. This and Resident Evil. I would say at the moment we're at the halfway point, man. It's the second time that I'm playing it. I'm learning a lot more about the game. I mean, about Senua, the main character. So she's a young Celtic warrior, man, who is living at the time when the Nords attack England. And she's got psychosis, so she's got a mental condition. And so far, you know that she's in love with a guy called Dillian, who's a really supportive partner. And she's gone, she exiled herself to go into the forest and try and purge herself of her darkness, as she calls it, which is her sickness, right? Back then they called it whatever, a curse, darkness. And she went into the forest to fight this darkness, and as you would suspect, going into a forest with yourself, with your own mind, let alone having psychosis and voices, she didn't win. She got much worse. That's pretty much where we're up to. So this realm that we're in is in the realm of Nordic gods. So this is a particular god I just defeated, which she thought was the darkness that attacked her in the woods. So we just kind of defeated that. So it's kind of like, has she defeated the darkness? We don't know yet. We also just learned that her mother is a priestess, and that's all we know at the moment. Yeah. Yep, so obviously we know that the darkness will come back. Okay, so you know that bit. So she has a friend called Dillian, and she also has a friend called Druth. Druth is based on a real character, apparently, a real historic, either a person or a historic urban myth of a Celtic guy who got captured by the Nords as a slave, and he pretty much went, they took him to battles, and he was a slave, but they took him on their raids and stuff. This is his voice right now.
You may cross the bridge over the River of Knives to Helheim.
So anyway, this is a skull of Dillian, her boyfriend, tied to her waist. And she's come to this Nordic hell, if you like, to get his soul back from hell. And apparently his soul is being held by the keeper of Nordic hell, which is Hela, the daughter of Loki. And for the first half of the game, I had to unlock this door here. I had to defeat these two gods back here that are, each one is through one of these entrances. This one's the god of fire, and this one is the god of illusion. So I just defeated them. So yeah, I'm pretty much halfway, and now we're going into, or closer to Hela anyway.
Open the gate. Open the gate.
No, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Don't open the gate. Don't.
Well, there's no point watching me unless you don't know, man. It's all part of the Monsters Lair service.
It's so dark. It's dark. The dark.
Only the dead may cross.
Only the dead may cross into
I love this game. The acting, the facial expressions, everything is just top notch.
Truth? Anyone?
There is no one here but me.
Not you.
Did you think that I would let you go? That you lost me back in the wilds?
This is a new
I
voice.
will never let you go. You can't get rid of me. I am your shadow. And I will be watching when you draw your last dying gasp.
I'm not ready to die.
You will be when you see what they did to your dear beloved.
Dillian!
In this waking nightmare, where all dreams come true.
Notice her paint's
You
off,
search
so this isn't
control.
actually what happened.
The
Her
way to
paint's off
pull
her
through.
face.
When you were in love, you left him in tears to smother your furies and banish your fears. But in darkness they came. Through stormy black seas they raided these shores. Do you still hear his screams? And now that you're home,
She's come back from her
so
exile.
far away,
The Vikings have raided.
they've taken his soul. To these gods you cannot pray. They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through his darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. You fought for love unspoilt by your darkness within. You fought for your dreams. Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So you must carry his vessel to bring him back home.
No!
They can break you, but not your promise. Even death won't keep you apart. Through this darkness you will find him. In your sword still beats a heart. darkness touched you. Everyone could see it in the hollows of your eyes. A gaze averted from life. You ran from it but brought it nearer. Led it to him. An endless suffering, worse than death. And you wanted to surrender, abandon to find peace.
Yeah, the documentary.
No. The darkness won't allow it. So you will walk into the lair of the beast. Look it in the eye, and you will go to war. This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
The bridge to Hela. So she goes to the woods to fight her psychosis. She comes back and Dillian has been slaughtered by Vikings and her psychosis gets worse. And that voice, I don't want to tell you who that voice is. Doc, do you know who the voice is? I'm not going to spoil it for you. That voice pretty much said that Dillian got killed by Vikings as a sacrifice to their gods. And the only way to get Dillian back is to get the seat of his soul, which is his head, and go and get it back from the gods. So now I know why this is a Celtic girl going to a Nordic realm of gods. Because that's one of the questions, right? It's like she's Celtic, but this is all Nordic, these gods. But now I think I understand why. It's because the Nords killed Dillian. As a sacrifice to their own gods. So she's coming to their gods to reclaim his soul. And this bridge is well guarded. I love these enemy characters, man. They look so sick. Just the way they... Oh, yeah. Off the edge.
You a warrior for a reason. It's your calling.
Soundtrack. Oh, off the edge, yeah.
Why suffer the past when there's only your way?
Sick.
The only one that makes any sense.
Notice that one brazier is lit, one is off. Yeah. Sick music, man. Guys with the shield, I find kicking them helps. Yeah. What a waste! I just wasted my super. Yeah, the music is... Oh, I wasted my super, that was such a waste. The music... Insane download helped me download the whole soundtrack, man. It was sick. I got it in my car. I listen to it before I go to work.
Every gate you open into darkness brings another challenge.
Oh. Big ass.
You can anticipate the moves. End it. No. Nearly the end. Behind you.
Oh man, you got me. Now, visibility is very limited when you're fighting in this game. I've said this before when Ange was watching, but the way that it works is the voices in your head actually tell you when you're about to be attacked from behind. So you gotta listen. Oh wow. Just came in over the... Oh wow. Get up. Oh man, this guy. I always roll away from the oh, nice recovery.
End it. Now. This is nearly the end.
This is the other major mechanic in the game, man, is this puzzle mechanic, Doc, where you see these runes and it ties in with her psychosis. Apparently, if you have psychosis... I'll shut up now.
Each must find their own path. Align yourself to its secrets, and you will find yours.
In psychosis, apparently, some victims of it, they see patterns in the world, and they see things correlated when they're not correlated. So that's how they try to represent it in this game, is runes on these doors, which you have to find out and about, if you like. When you get nearby an area where one of the runes is visible, you it helps you by... So that means in this area the X is visible. I totally forgot. I know it's the red thing, isn't it? Where's the S? X. Somewhere back here. Oh, there it is. What a horrendous time it is when you live somewhere at some time and some invading army comes into your land and just butchers and massacres everything around you, man. This game has got me thinking some deep shit, man. Whether it's related to mental health or a lot.
Oh, Senua. Your father does not hate me. He just fears the souls in the underworld. He cannot see that they are already afraid. But I am their healer, and I must answer their cries for help, even if it displeases him.
Celt, the Nords came from the seas, dark stormy seas. Okay, we've got all 3 runes. We have seen the patterns around us. Go through the door. These runes kind of give you, it's Dirth talking to you. They give you like a lesson in Nordic religion. And the white runes that you can see are the runes that I've discovered, and the red ones are the ones that are yet to be discovered. So I'm hoping this run through in the game I can maybe find them all.
Possesses large dwelling places in Helheim. Tall are her walls, high are her gates. The name of her dish is hunger. Her knife is famine. On her threshold all will stumble. Her bed is called sick bed, and her bed hangings are called flames of a funeral pyre. They say she is easy to recognize, half black and half the color of flesh, and her face menacing and grim.
Hela.
The source of the darkness. It's coming. This is your moment.
That's Hela, the Nordic god, daughter of Loki, guardian of
What are you doing?
hell.
You're showing weakness. You're not a warrior. You're a disgrace. The gods will punish you for this. Pick up the sword. Pick it up. Fight the darkness. Fight it. Get up. Get up. Get up and fight.
Hell is reaching deep inside of her. Stormy seas and lost souls. She's dreamt of this before. They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake, and we only see what our inner eye creates for us? Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people feared seeing the world through her eyes. Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
You failed the gods. You're pathetic. Rotten. Cursed. What were you thinking? Did you really think you could win? How stupid can you be?
So stupid.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
The shadow hates.
Look at you. A warrior. Worthless. Weak. Pathetic. Go on. Feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
Everywhere. You failed. What's that?
Take it. If you're too much of a coward to fight, then end the suffering. Broken and lost. Just like your sword.
Come on. Dare.
No.
When you give everything and face that which torments you, only to find that it is worse than you could have imagined. Why go on? Is it really so weak to ask this? Or are we just so afraid of the honest answer that we do not dare pose the question? Sometimes the answer lies in a memory, a feeling, a song.
It's not real. It's a trick. It's not real. Listen to it.
Don't give up.
Dillian. It's
Not like this.
It's not real. It's real. It's a trick. Don't trust it. Maybe you're already dead.
Who are you?
Do you still believe in yourself?
No, it's not. It's a trick. It's a trick. He's already dead. He can't be here. It's impossible.
Dillian.
Come to me. Please.
The light.
Yeah, man.
It's him. He is.
Dillian,
Him. It's just a trick. It's in your mind.
the ultimate boyfriend. I love Dillian. I'd switch teams for Dillian. I'd stay on the same team for Senua. Dillian is a legend. despite the fact her village hated her and people thought she was cursed, Dillian always like believed in her. So did Dirth, her friend. I gotta... Now this whole sword thing, man, Doc, I'm trying to understand it. She hit Hela in the face with her sword, but did she actually hit herself in the face with the sword and then burn it to seal the wound? Is that what happened? Is that what that's how I kind of take it now. It's not a spoiler, but this whole realm of the Nordic gods is in her head, is in her own mind. That's not too much of a spoiler. You get the gist of that when you play this game. So, but it seemed like in real life she also snapped her sword and had a wound on her head. Either that was self-inflicted or someone fought her, but
How could you keep going? Ignore the pain. I told you it
I'm beginning to think it's self-inflicted.
I told you. Where are you going? There's nothing to follow. Come, there it is.
All those Viking ships
Good. Quick.
crashed on the shore.
Come on. Before he disappears. Go.
Yeah. Maybe she thought she saw... I mean, she did see the face of Hela. Definitely was frightening.
Before she first met him, she was not in a good place. Just a teenager, but not like the others. Barely functioning, she rarely left the house.
This is how she
Father
met Dillian.
Zimbao made sure of that.
Zimbao is her father.
Only occasionally did she venture out on her own, collecting firewood and herbs. Errands out in the Orkney Plains. That was her world. Like this one. Barren and lonely.
Just making sure I'm not missing any more of those rune tombstone things. There's Dillian.
It's already disappeared. Nothing lives here, not even you. It's in your mind. You think you can see it, but it's in your mind. That's the truth.
There he was. The lone figure of a boy.
He's there, under the tree.
Swordplay under the shade of a tree. She remembers the first time she saw him. To her young eyes, he moved as if dancing. And the world danced with him. The gloom lifted. And for the first time in years, she felt a ray of hope.
He's there, under the tree. You can see him. Come on, you have to keep Dillian going. Keep going.
Senua has no sword at this point. I've done this one already.
The
If
Northmen
it's blue,
tell
means
of a
I've done
great
it.
hero. His name is Sigmund. His father's hall was built around a great tree, and one day, Odin comes and thrusts a sword into the tree, a gift to whomever can release it. Many try, but the sword only comes out at Sigmund's touch. His brother-in-law, King Siggeir, wants it, but Sigmund refuses him, so King Siggeir plots revenge. He invites Sigmund and his brothers to a feast, but when they arrive, they are met with an army, not a warm welcome. King Siggeir captures Sigmund and his brothers, steals his coveted sword, and readies them for execution.
I mean, man, the voices are done so brilliantly, dude. No other game that I've ever played in 30 years of playing a game have taken me down the road of even beginning to feel like what it would be like to have like mental health or psychosis. This game is the only thing that's given me an insight into what it would actually be like, as much as one can get close to that actual truth of it all. Anyway, it's just such a brilliant game, this thing. The story, the setting, the character, everything.
Day after day, watching from afar, she mimicked him, perfecting her own secret dance, wishing those fleeting moments of light would stretch out to last forever.
This is how she met Dillian.
It's a trick. It's an illusion. It's not real. Don't you freak. You want to believe it's real. It's a trick. You're deluded. Where are you going? Where is she going? What is she following? You can't even fight. It's just deception.
How does he so effortlessly court the world and bliss? If only she could do the same. See the world through eyes anew and dance with it, just like he does.
Apparently, psychosis, you can also have moments of seeing the world in brightest of colors. And this is what this scene is showing.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait. Who taught you to fight like that?
No one.
No one?
Well, I watched you, and...
You learnt all of that from watching me? You should become a warrior, you know.
Me?
I'm Dillian. I'm here for the warrior trials. Come and watch. And bring your sword.
You can't put it into words. That moment when you look into the eyes of the one who's supposed to reassure you, make you feel safe. It only takes an instant. Fear swallows you before you have a chance to make sense of it. And darkness becomes a part of who you are. But her world changed the day the Northmen took him from her. Senua knows that there's no going back to how things were. That there's nothing to go back to at all.
Stay still, stay quiet, hide, don't tell her.
Their gods can see into your mind. They will use this power to destroy you.
They won't stop me. I can still feel it.
Whatever's left of him, they will never let him go.
I'm not gonna let him rot here.
You're the one rotting here.
Leave me alone.
You will die here.
No.
And all your suffering will have been for nothing.
Shut up! Dillian? Is that you? I'll find you, my love. I promise.
Can you see him? You want to believe it. Is he not real? Is he there? You're alone in these mountains. Is that Dillian? Nothing lives here. You won't survive. You met him by the tree. She met him by the tree. Maybe it's a sign, the tree. What's he trying to tell you? He's waiting for you by the tree.
Oh yes, I found one.
Death for Sigmund and his brothers seems certain. But the king's wife is Sigmund's sister, and she begs for mercy and implores the king to chain them up instead. He agrees. Not for mercy, though, but because he plans an even more cruel and lingering death. Chained to a tree in the forest that night, a she-wolf comes and devours one of Sigmund's brothers. She returns, ravenous, night after night, until only Sigmund is left. The next day, Sigmund's sister sends a servant with honey to smear on Sigmund's face. But to what end? Well, that night, when the she-wolf appears again, you'll never guess what happens. A sword that can slay gods. Its name is Gramr. It was forged by the god of all Northmen, Odin, and gifted to Sigmund, a great warrior.
I need this sword. It's important. Can you help me?
The sword appears whole, but it is an illusion. It shattered into shards long ago. It is said a great warrior can reforge ground by answering the trials of Odin, one for each shard. The roots of the Tree of Death will take you to new lands, where you will face the trials.
Go to the shards. Go to the shard. Go to the shards. What's the shard?
Yeah, it's exactly, Doc. It's some people are saying it's like a walking simulator with elements of puzzle and combat.
You need that sword. Go to the shard. Find the shards.
I wouldn't. To me, it doesn't feel like a walking simulator as such. But yeah, it's.
Where is it? Find it. There it is. Focus. Focus.
Okay. There are 3 shards around this tree for the warrior's trial.
What can you see? Go to it. It's
A
not
king in the north forced the dwarves to make a sword that would never fail and never rust, and that would slice through iron and stone and bring victory to its bearer. But the angry dwarves cursed it. It would be the death of a man every time it was drawn, and it would be the death of the king. Let me tell you about the sword Tyrving.
I don't recognize this place. Where are we? Where is she?
It feels wrong. Where are we now?
Graphics are just beautiful.
So strange that we go to such lengths to bury death. Something so very ordinary, inevitable.
I'm going to take my time and explore this beach.
It's as if we conspire to hide death, because we have no answer for it. But when it comes, and forces itself onto our friends or loved ones, then comes the reckoning.
Yes, found another one. Undiscovered
Hera
earlier.
disguises herself as a man to join a band of warriors, and soon becomes their leader. When they come to the island where her father is buried, her men do not want to go ashore. They say that evil haunts the island, and that it is a worse place by day than other places are by night. Fearless, she lands alone. There are many grave mounds, and all of them have ghostly flames burning over them. She comes to the grave mound of her father after passing through these ghostly fires, as though they were mist. The flames I passed through were real enough. Damn the Northmen to hell.
What I'm a little bit confused about, apparently, Doc, this game's meant to have permadeath. Every time you die, that black darkness crawls up your arm, and if it hits your head, apparently your save file gets deleted. Right? So the first time I played this game, I died several times killing those first 2 gods. And after my deaths, the darkness was up to my elbow. This time, which is my second playthrough, I have not died once, and the darkness is up to my elbow. So I don't know if they're just trolling you. I don't know if there is permadeath or what, because the behavior of the darkness on my arm is not consistent, I have to say. I haven't died once. Simply because it's just my second playthrough and I know what to expect, but it's got me a bit confused. I thought maybe the darkness right now should be just at my hand level, like maybe at my wrist, but it's up to my elbow, exactly where it was. When I first played the game and died several times. mountains like this definitely means Sweden or Norway. Like, even though she's Celtic, she's not in England, that's for sure. There ain't no mountains like this in England. Well, actually, this is all in her mind, but you know what I'm saying. Into the burial mound we go.
Go in. You have to go in. Take the torch. It's too dark. Take it. This will help you. Careful. You have to be able
Into
to
the
see.
darkness we go.
Who's there? Dillian, I'm here. I'm here for the trials. Like when we first met, remember?
So dark.
There he is. There he is. Dillian. There he is. Finally.
You found him. What's wrong? What happened? Can you hear me?
How did you let him go? Let him.
Just wait there. I'll find you.
Get you. You have to find him. This is your mission. Find him. You have to use everything you have and find him. Get him back. He was just there. How could you lose him? How could she lose him? How could she? Find him.
I'll find him.
What's that? Did you hear that? Nothing. Was that voices? Is that the voice of the voice of the dead? Not Dillian.
Dillian's calling to you. Can you hear him?
Where is he? He sounds like he's getting further away. Have you lost him? You're going the wrong way.
Found another one. Yes.
Where are you? Turn left.
Within the burial mound, Herver calls on her father to wake from death and bring her his sword. She says that it is not seemly for the dead in their grave mounds to bear valuable weapons. Her father answers with words of warning. You go to your doom. Baleful runes surround you. You have gone mad. You have lost your mind. Your thoughts are confused. It is dangerous to wake the dead. Like I said, she reminds me of you.
Don't touch the walls. You don't know what they might do. Turn back. She has to keep going. It's not safe here. She has to keep going.
The trick is to not go towards where you've lit up before. Keep walking away.
I can hear him.
Senua, you remind me of a story that the Northmen tell about a young woman warrior. Her name is Herver, the daughter of a berserker, born after he was killed. She's a wild, willful child who teaches herself to fight with weapons. When she learns where her father is buried, her only desire is to reclaim the treasure buried with him, but above all, the sword, Tyrving.
Find him. It's not him. It's not him. We told you. We told you it was a trick.
Look at the roots coming from the ceiling. Detail is awesome.
doesn't sound like Dillian.
What's happening? It's not him, it can't be.
What's that sound? The voice is changing.
What? That's not Dillian.
That doesn't sound like Dillian.
It sounds...
Herver ignores her father's warnings. The grave mound opens, and it seems to be full of fire. Again, Herver demands her inheritance, but her father warns her the sword is cursed and would be the bane of her family. But he relents and brings her the sword. She leaves the island with it, but the curse holds true, and death would follow in the years to come. And so, Senua, the misdeeds of a father have cursed his daughter.
Find another way. It's not working.
You have to use your mind. Where can you go?
You're failing. Find a
Think. Focus. Use your mind.
Where's he gone? He's disappeared. You let him slip through your fingers once again.
Think clearly. You have to find another way. There
another
has to
way.
be another way.
Going around in circles, man. Going around in freaking circles in this tomb.
Quiet. He wants me to find him. I'm lost without him. That voice. It's not Dillian.
You don't recognize it.
Don't doubt yourself. You'll never find it.
She doesn't recognize it.
Yes, you do. You know.
She doesn't.
Listen for his voice. Listen.
Dillian. Where are
Listen
you?
for his voice.
Dillian. She can't.
Back here again.
Dillian wants me to face my fears.
Yeah, it's been up to my elbow. Sorry, Doc, I didn't see your chat. But yeah, it's been up to my elbow since I got the darkness. I haven't died once, so...
I'm leaving.
Oh, this is when she tells her father,
I've decided. I think it will be good for me.
who's been like hiding her in a hole, because he believes he's cursed. This is the moment.
Darkness. It's speaking through.
No, Dad, it's me. I think I can beat it. In my own way.
I can see the darkness in your eyes, child.
I met a boy.
Boy.
The chief himself.
No.
He said he could help me.
It's a trick.
He said I could be normal.
Normal?
Yes.
No boy is going to save you.
That voice is a father, Doc.
No one can. When they see the rot growing inside you,
No.
they will turn their back on you. The gods can only fix you through my hand. You're going nowhere.
No.
You will not defy the gods. Come, child, take my hand. Come. Senua.
I am leaving!
You cannot escape the darkness. Your curse will make everyone suffer. You will have blood on your hands!
It's done. You did it, but there's more.
The voice is her father.
There's more. You're tired. There's still more. There's always more to do. It's not going to be easy.
Alright. My apologies, Doc. I might have to end the stream. I've been playing for 3.5 hours now, and I've, if it wasn't 1:45 AM, I would have taken like a 20-minute break and seen if I could actually finish this game in one sitting, but I don't think I can. I might put this onto YouTube because it's literally like 55 or 60% of the game in one video. I've got to go to 2 more worlds and then it'll be the end game. So Doc, thank you for watching. Drive safe, and I will see you next time. Good night, mate.